In this video, I'm going to show you how to break into accounting for a small, tiny fraction of the cost of getting a traditional four-year degree. And that is through an online certificate program through CourseCareers, one of the most employment-focused online learning platforms out there today, which I'll be walking through here. So stay tuned. Hey folks, the Accounting Echelon here, helping you with career transitions and breaking into accounting. And if either of those subjects are interesting to you, do make sure you subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post new content. Now, just to give you a quick background, CourseCareers was actually created with a very specific goal in mind. The goal was to make available, affordable, practical training in high-demand fields like accounting, IT, and sales. These aren't your typical academic courses. These are job-focused programs designed specifically to get you hired in entry-level positions as quickly as possible. The course is led by Terrell Turner, who's the instructor for the accounting program. And Terrell brings serious credentials. He's a CEO and founder of a New York Times recognized accounting firm. He's a 3-time 40 under 40 CPA, and he's a globally recognized finance influencer. Simply put, the content that experienced professionals like Terrell create is then hosted on this platform. And since its founding, CourseCareers has grown to become one of the top options out there for people specifically looking to break into accounting without going the traditional college route. They've done quite a lot in a way of making the program accessible. Now, apart from offering a free introductory course, they also have affordable payment options for the full program, which you, of course, pay for. So there are plenty of opportunities and options for you to skill up and start your accounting career. So let's first talk about what you'll find when you arrive to CourseCareers for the first time, which, as I go through this, if you want to follow along, I've actually provided a link in the description below to CourseCareers that you can go and explore. So make sure to check that out. Now, when you first visit, you will obviously want to create an account. You'll have a profile, and there you'll be able to see your progress through all the course sections that you're taking. And after you do that, you can explore the accounting course structure. You have the option to start with the free introductory course, which I highly recommend doing first. On one hand, you can simply start with that free intro to learn about the career itself, understand the job market, see what the day-to-day work looks like. Or you can jump immediately into the full program if you're already certain accounting is for you. We'll talk more about that in detail because I'll be walking you through everything CourseCareers has to offer in the accounting space. So starting off with the program itself, when you look at the accounting course, you will see it's organized into 14 main sections. But you'll also notice that this isn't just random topics thrown together. This is a carefully designed progression that builds your knowledge systematically, which is to say, instead of just learning isolated accounting concepts, you're going through a structured program which should give you comprehensive knowledge of the field. In terms of a value add, in terms of it being a more compelling story than just I watched some YouTube videos about accounting, completing this full certificate is going to be a much stronger boost to your value as a potential candidate for a role. And really, that's ultimately what you would be doing all of this for. So whenever you pursue this accounting certificate, it's designed to send signals, right? You learn the technical skills, of course, but it's designed to send signals to prospective employers that you have an interest in developing yourself in terms of growth as a professional. And that curiosity combined with initiative is a wonderful trait to have. That's very difficult, if not impossible, to teach someone. Someone has to naturally be motivated to want to learn these skills and to want to build a new career. So employers will see completing something like this in a very positive light. But whether you go to the route of the full certificate or you're just starting with the free intro course, let's talk about what it actually looks like to go through this program. You have the option to enroll, and the program is completely self-paced. There's no strict timeline, though they estimate most people complete it in about 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how much time you can dedicate. Now, really, this self-paced structure is designed to work around your life. It accommodates people who are working full-time, people with family obligations, whatever your situation is. This is something that you can work through on your own schedule. But of course, it does require self-discipline to keep yourself on track and keep yourself motivated. But the good news is that if for whatever reason you need to step away, maybe life is getting a little bit too busy, maybe you need to focus on something else for a while, you can always come back and continue the course at a later point in time. The material stays available to you, so you're not on some rigid deadline where everything disappears if you didn't finish in time. Now, when you enroll, you will also have access to the coaching support that CourseCareers provides. This is a really valuable component that sets this apart from just buying a course on Udemy or watching free YouTube videos. You have access to accounting career coaches like me who can help with resumes, LinkedIn optimizations, interview prep, and personalized strategy to help you land that first role. Now, if you start with the free intro course, and this is going to be your no-risk option, if all you want is to explore whether accounting is actually interesting to you, or if you're still trying to figure out whether this particular career path is going to be a good fit, then starting free is going to be a smart choice. The good news is if you do the free intro course and then you realize halfway through or at the end, hey, this is actually fascinating and I do want to pursue this as a career, you can then enroll the full program. Now let's talk about the actual user interface and learning experience. The platform is clean and straightforward. It's intuitive enough where you can navigate different sections of content easily. You have the course divided out into 14 main sections. So you've got your foundation of accounting, your accounting fundamentals, accounting methodology, accounting systems, then the practical application section. You will have video content. Those are going to be your main lectures from Terrell Turner explaining the concepts. And as you go through the content, you have some additional resources available to you. There's a community aspect where you can connect with other students who are going through the program. The level of activity in this community can be really valuable because you're connecting with people who are on the same journey. You can get help. You can see what questions other people are asking. For some students, they might connect through Discord or Facebook groups. There's a number of different ways people are networking around this program. And that community activity is important. Community is a really big part of the learning journey, especially when you're making a career transition. So the extent that it's possible, you do want to engage with other students. You want to learn as much as possible, leveraging that community support. And when it comes to assignments and exams, this is structured to actually test your understanding, not just have you memorize things. Assignments are practical. You're working through case studies, you're applying the concepts to real accounting scenarios, you're building the skills that you will actually use on the job. There's a practice exam to help you prepare. Then there's a final proctor exam, which means that you will need to have a working webcam as well as a stable internet connection while you complete that final assessment. This proctor exam adds credibility to the certificate. It shows employers that you actually learned the material and that your certification is legitimate. So now that you've seen what the learning experience looks like, let's talk in more detail about what actually covered in this program. The accounting course is comprehensive. It covers everything you need to land an entry-level position in accounting. We're talking accounts payable clerk, payroll specialist, bookkeeper, junior accountant, these types of roles. Section 1 starts with the foundation of accounting. You learn why accounting exists, who needs accountants, famous accounting scandals throughout history, basically context for understanding the field. Section 2 covers accounting fundamentals. This is your profit and loss statements, your balance sheets, your chart of accounts, the core financial statements that every accounting role works with. Section 3 gets into accounting methodology. You learn the difference between cash accounting and accrual accounting. You learn about different revenue recognition methods, sales base, complete contract, percentage of completion, all the different approaches. Section 4 covers accounting systems. This is where you learn Excel, Google Sheets, QuickBooks, billing systems, the actual software and tools you will use on the job. Then section 5 through 8 get into practical application. You learn journal entries, debit and credits, T accounts. You work through case studies that show you how these concepts apply in real business situations. This is where it really starts to click because you're not just memorizing definitions anymore. You're seeing how everything connects and how you'll actually use the knowledge in a job. Sections 9 through 12 cover specialized roles. There's an entire section on becoming a payroll specialist, understanding payroll calculations, tax withholdings, payroll processing. There's a section on billing and collections, how to invoice clients, how to follow up on outstanding payments, how to manage accounts receivable. There's a comprehensive bookkeeping section that covers the full bookkeeping process from start to finish. And there's a tax preparation section covering the basics of preparing tax returns and understanding tax concepts. Now, these specialized sections are valuable because they help you understand different paths within accounting. You might discover that you are practically interested in payroll or that bookkeeping appeals to you more than other areas. And finally, sections 13 and 14 focus on actually landing the job. This is interview preparation, LinkedIn optimization, resume building, job search strategies. This is honestly one of the most valuable parts because a lot of people can learn the technical skills, but they struggle with actually getting hired. This program specifically addresses that challenge. Now let's talk about what this actually costs, because this is obviously a big factor in your decision. CourseCareers offer 3 pricing options. First, there's the free introductory course. This costs you nothing. It's designed to help you understand the career, see if it's a good fit, and get a preview of the teaching style. If you decide to pursue the full certificate, you have 2 payment options. There's a payment plan at $150 total. That's 4 bi-weekly payments of $37.50 each. Or there's a one-time payment of $499. If you pay up front, you actually save $101 compared to the payment plan, plus you get access to additional course bundles. Now here's what's really important. There are no contracts, no ongoing fees, no surprises. And you get a 14-day money-back guarantee. So you can try the full program, and if it's not what you expected, you can get a refund or switch to a different course. Compare that to a traditional 4-year accounting degree, we're talking $40,000, $60,000, $100,000 or more in tuition costs. Plus 4 years of your life where you could have been earning money instead. The value proposition here is pretty clear. If your goal is specifically to get an entry-level accounting job as quickly as possible. Now, outside of the core course content, if you're serious about breaking into accounting, you'll want to take advantage of the coaching support that comes with the program. You'll have access to free workshops that cover various topics related to job searching and career development. You can schedule private coaching sessions to get personalized help with your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and your interview preparation. There are course accelerator groups where you're grouped with other students going through the program at the same time. And for graduates who've completed the certificate, there's a job search accelerator group focused on landing interviews and getting offers. Plus, access to accounting career coaches like me who can guide you through each step. Now, these coaching and community features might seem like small things, but they're actually huge differentiators. Because here's the reality. Lots of people can teach you accounting concepts, but having support from coaches who understand what employers are actually looking for and being connected with other people who are going through the same transition you are. That makes a massive difference in whether you actually succeed. Basically, the coaching component is what transformed this from just an online course into an actual career transition program, and it's designed to be hands-on and practical. You're not spending months to months in theory, you're spending 4 to 8 weeks learning exactly what you need to know to get hired. And then you're applying for jobs with coaching support to help you get through that process. Now, this approach is different from a traditional college program where I would say that generally you spend 4 years learning a lot of theory, taking a lot of general education classes that have nothing to do with accounting, and then at the end, you're expected to figure out the job search on your own. With CourseCareers, it's more like you spend a focused period of time, let's say 6 to 8 weeks, learning the practical skills, and then you immediately start applying for positions with support built in. Obviously, with the intent that you get hired as quickly as possible, and that makes sense because you're trying to start a new career. The faster you get that first job and start gaining real work experience, the better. The benefit, of course, being that you complete the program in weeks instead of years. And hopefully at the end of it, all you have the knowledge, the certificate, and the job search support that you need to actually land a position. So between all these components, the curriculum, the coaching, the community, the affordable pricing, there is really a clear picture of who this program is designed for. This is for people who want to break into accounting without going into massive student loan debt. This is for people who need to start earning money relatively quickly and can't spend 4 years in college. This is for career changers who want a practical, focused path into a stable field. This is for people who are self-motivated and can work through an online program independently. There is something here for anyone who's serious about starting an accounting career at a price point that makes sense. From the free intro course to test it out to under $500 for the full certificate program. Ultimately, it depends on your goals and what you're looking to get out of this career change and what you're willing to invest to make it happen. So folks, let me share my perspective after working in accounting. I started as an accounts payable clerk making $30,000 annually. I got that opportunity through a referral and I learned a lot on the job. But if I were starting over today, something like CourseCareers would have been incredibly valuable. Having structured training on all the fundamentals, understanding the different career paths, getting interview preparation, that would have accelerated my career significantly. Within a few years of starting, I moved into payroll and then up to accounts manager with a $25,000 salary increase. That progression is absolutely possible when you have the right foundation and you're willing to put in the work. What got me ahead wasn't some fancy degree. It was understanding the practical skills, being able to communicate professionally, and consistently showing up and learning. Those are exactly the things this program teaches. So let me know down in the comments below what you think of CourseCareers and whether you're considering this as a path into accounting. I love to hear what questions you have. So again, make sure to check the description below where I've got the link to CourseCareers. Explore everything it has to offer, everything that I shared with you here in this video, and leave me a comment. Let me know how your experience goes once you start the program if you haven't already. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you around.